and there was almost no auto industry in the country. But now it is the largest auto market in the world by far.
Exports from China are rising fast, and U.S. officials are nervous about this gap.
We're not going to let China flood our market.
Hundreds to thousands of news articles, blog posts, newspapers, and social media platforms have been circulating stories about the incredible rise of Chinese automakers in the car industry. Cars from China have now flooded almost every country in the world. It is quite surprising how, within a decade, Chinese cars have emerged from being considered no-good automobiles to some of the best cars in the world. However, the success of Chinese cars did not happen overnight. 5 to 10 years ago, cars from China were often blatant copies of other vehicles, to the extent that you might even get confused about which one was the real version. These copycat versions were typically aimed at people who wanted a product similar to an original or expensive one, but at a lower cost. As the popular saying goes, you should learn from your competitors, but never copy. It seems that when some Chinese automakers and car designers heard this saying, they took it to a whole new level. They directly copied and pasted many European, American, and Japanese cars. And guess what happened? These cars were sold not only in China, but also exported and sold in other countries. You might even find one of these poorly made Chinese knockoff cars in your country, or possibly even in your state. Many car makers that were copied by Chinese automakers were unable to sue them due to the legal environment in China. However, a few successfully pursued legal action, with one notable case being that of Land Rover. The British automaker filed a legal copyright infringement case against Jiangling Motors and won in a Chinese court. Despite this victory, it doesn't mean other manufacturers will necessarily stop their own production. The saying, "learn from your competitor or you die," has had a significant impact on Jiangling Motors in its competition with Land Rover. But the saying continues, "Good artists copy, great artists steal." This phrase implies that merely copying isn't enough. True innovation involves taking ideas and making them your own. Are Chinese car manufacturers great artists? That's debatable, but the recent news about Chinese automakers taking over the automotive industry showcases their impact. This video will delve into who the current successful Chinese automakers are, so stick around to find out. Popular car brands like Range Rover, Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, Jeep Wrangler, Lexus, BMW, Toyota, Ferrari, and Porsche have all been victims of Chinese copycats. Some people even humorously changed BYD's acronym from Build Your Dreams to Borrow Your Designs. Others have likened Chinese car designers to those who created the vehicles in GTA 5, which are remakes of real-life cars. A prime example is the BYD S8, formerly called the F8, which closely resembles the Mercedes-Benz CLK with a hardtop convertible twist. The BYD S8 shares the same front design, headlight shapes, front grille, and similar front bumper as the Mercedes-Benz CLK, while the rear end mimics the Renault Megane. While the Mercedes CLK cost $48,100, the BYD S8 was sold for just $20,650. Production of the S8 only lasted for about a year, from 2009 to 2010, with 96 units sold in 2009 and another 7 units in 2010. The S8 sports car is powered by a 4-cylinder 2.0-liter engine as a front-wheel drive. Rolls-Royce, known for its top luxury and expensive cars, remains a dream for many due to its high cost. The Rolls-Royce Phantom cost roughly $380,000, whereas Geely launched the GE limousine concept car, highly inspired by Rolls-Royce, at just $44,000, a price gap of over $335,000. The Geely GE retains the same front grille, side profile, and rear end of the Rolls-Royce, and even features a similar bowling emblem at the front. Inside, the GE offers a refrigerator, a bar, an audio control panel, and an air conditioning system for the rear passenger. Later on, Geely restyled the GE in 2010 and renamed it the M Grand. The Landwind X7 is another notable Chinese knockoff, closely mimicking the Range Rover Evoque. While the Range Rover Evoque cost around $41,800, the Landwind X7 was sold for $19,600. The X7 is powered by a 2.0-liter Mitsubishi engine producing 187 horsepower, with a top speed of 110 miles per hour. However, it still doesn't match the performance of the Range Rover Evoque's 2.0-liter engine, which generates 237 horsepower. Due to copyright infringement, Jaguar Land Rover successfully sued and won a case to prevent the Landwind X7 from being sold. After 4 years on the market, a Chinese court ruled that Landwind had copied 5 distinct design aspects, ordering an immediate halt to its manufacture and sales, along with compensation to Jaguar Land Rover. The BJ80 is another example of Chinese replication, resembling the Mercedes G-Class in almost every aspect, including the body frame, windshield, windows, and wheel arches. While there are minor differences in the front design, the resemblance is unmistakable. Those who want a Mercedes G-Class but have a lower budget can opt for the BJ80, which costs $42,600 compared to the $140,000 price tag of the Mercedes G-Class. Beijing Auto didn't stop there. They also produced the BJ40, modeled after the Jeep Wrangler. The 2021 BJ40 features an exterior design very similar to the American Jeep Wrangler and starts at $27,400, while the Jeep Wrangler costs around $31,000. The BJ40 delivers 245 horsepower and 254 pound-feet of torque, compared to the Wrangler's 270 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. The UC Ranger X also bears a striking resemblance to the Tesla Model S, with similar body profile slopes. Made by Chinese automaker Yuxia, whose CEO was just 28 years old in 2015, the Ranger X features a large central screen inside, reminiscent of the Teslas, and includes a sound symposer to emulate the engine notes of other cars. The Tesla Model S produces 324 brake horsepower and has a top speed of 140 miles per hour. The Ranger X, on the other hand, boasts 362 horsepower and can drive up to 284 miles on a full battery charge. It was supposed to start around $32,000. The C60 Hyoso from Guangzhou Auto, often dubbed the Chinese Lamborghini Urus, bears a striking resemblance to the iconic luxury SUV. The C60 Hyoso features a similar aggressive front grille, sleek headlights, and muscular stance. However, differences in build quality and performance are significant. The Lamborghini Urus is powered by a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 engine, delivering an impressive 641 horsepower and reaching 0 to 60 mph in just 3.6 seconds. In contrast, the C60 Hyoso likely has a 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, producing around 200 horsepower. The Lamborghini Urus costs about $200,000, while the C60 Hyoso is priced at approximately $20,000. Next up is the BYD S7, which draws clear inspiration from the 2008 Lexus RX. Priced at approximately $20,000, the S7 mimics the Lexus's elegant silhouette and distinctive front fascia, with subtle alterations to avoid direct legal trouble. Now let's talk about the Lyphon 330, a blatant imitation of the iconic Mini Cooper. The Lyphon 330 attempts to capture the Mini's charm with its round headlights, contrasting roof color, and compact dimensions. Despite the similarities, the Lyphon 330 falls short in the details, with inferior materials and build quality. A new Mini Cooper starts at around $25,000, whereas the Lyphon 330 is much more affordable, priced at approximately $10,000. Moving down the list, we have the Yenma B11, which bears a striking resemblance to the BMW i3. The Yenma B11 copies the i3's unique shape and futuristic design cues, but lacks the sophistication and innovation of the BMW. A brand new BMW i3 starts at around $45,000, while the Yenma B11 comes at a fraction of that cost, priced at about $15,000. These are some of the worst knockoff cars from China. But who are the current car makers that are taking over the automotive industry? Companies like BYD, Geely, Great Wall Motors, Spang, Dongfeng Motor Corporation, SAIC Motors, Li Auto, and JAC have followed the right path in the saying, "Good artists copy, great artists steal." Chinese cars now boast some of the best distinctive designs and futuristic technology. According to the International Energy Agency, Chinese electric vehicles already make up 60% of worldwide sales. China is currently exporting inexpensive electric vehicles all over the world. The US has already levied 100% tariffs, and Europe has hinted that tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles may be considered. In terms of auto sales, China ranked first in 2023. China's car sales jumped 28% year-over-year to almost 30 million units, surpassing the United States' second-place sales by about 15 million units. For the first time in its history, India sold more than 4 million cars, while the United Kingdom rose 18% to claim a place in the top 10.